Okay, so Ethan's, why don't you all introduce yourselves, your name and your major to Ethan, and then he'll introduce himself to you, and we'll get started. And Ethan, you're just going to ask them one question from your sheet there.
Okay.
So why don't you turn so you're facing them so they can make some eye contact with them. So let them introduce themselves first. Whoever wants to start.
Mr. Gulak, I'm John Fulmer. I'm an accounting major at Elon University.
Nice to meet you, Joel.
Nice to meet you too.
I'm Jack Underwood, I'm a finance major at Elon University.
Nice to meet you, Jack.
I'm Steve Agro. I'm a finance major at Elon University.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Nate Cohen. I'm a finance major at Elon University.
Nice to meet you. If you guys wouldn't mind, could you talk about a time when you had to work closely with someone whose personality was very different from your own?
Is it open to the group?
Yeah, which section are you coming from?
Teamwork, number one.
Oh, it is. Okay, perfect, thank you.
I'll talk a little bit. So my last job over the summer, I worked as a landscape manager. So I was managing a team of 5 to 7 people, and 2 or 3 of the people came from different countries actually, so they weren't fluent in English, but they could speak it. So their background was obviously different from the other 3 kids who lived in the same town as me. So I had to adapt my leadership skills to motivate each and every individual person so we could create good chemistry within the team. And how I did that is I kind of made it fun. I bring music and I kind of make it a game almost, which would make it just an easy, free-flowing work environment. And there was one specific project, which was our biggest project this summer, Base House. We were doing a big mulching job, and it was just a good environment, very good chemistry, and we ended up getting a good result. And I just learned, how to motivate people through leadership and kind of getting on their level and trying to understand them on a personal basis.
Awesome, thank you for that.
So the same question, everybody would answer the same question. You might want to repeat it, Ethan, for them.
Okay. For everybody that, could you talk about a time when you had to work closely with someone whose personality was different from your own?
So this past summer, I worked in a garage working on cars and different machinery. And another young student that I worked with also was from Mexico and didn't speak very fluent English. So I had to work with him about communication skills specifically. Like, it was very hard for me to get my point across originally. And a couple of things that I did to overcome this issue was use hand motions and other common phrases that he was familiar with. And one of the ways that I found out what things was easier for him was talking to him in after work and just getting to know him better and establishing that relationship definitely helped with communication. And then towards the end of the summer, we could perform jobs on numerous different machinery very efficiently. So yeah.
Awesome, thank you for that.
Yeah, similarly to the 2 guys, I worked in a landscaping company this summer, and I wasn't in charge, so it made it a lot more difficult for me to really infiltrate my ideas and everything. But I was able to really develop my Spanish and refine it a lot. I worked on the job in the first couple of weeks. It was really tough because I hadn't taken a Spanish class in a couple of years, but I attacked it with a really hard desire to learn. So every day I would go in there, and the manager on the job, he spoke English as well, so I would ask him lots of questions about what I needed to know, how about the job, certain things I needed to know, because I was kind of running around doing lots of things. So I needed to know what a tree was. I needed to know what every tool we were using was. So I would speak to him. Sometimes I would even give him calls after work. I'd be writing things down at home, trying to learn. And by the end of the summer, I was almost fluent. I knew everything. And my boss even gave me a raise because he came by the job, and he saw me being able to fluently understand everything. And at the beginning, he had seen that I was kind of all over the place, not really understanding, and it helped me learn just that, putting yourself out there and asking for help from someone, whether they may or may not be the smartest person in the world. If they have been having experience, it's very important to ask people who have had experience, and you really learn a lot.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, so I managed a public pool this summer, and a lot of the people that I worked with were not lazy, but just sort of lacked a sense of urgency. They would take 45 minutes on their half-hour lunch break. They would take 20 to 25 minutes on their 15-minute breaks in the guardhouse. So basically, I decided that yelling, just like going in and telling them every time, was getting old, and that it wasn't efficient. So I made an Excel spreadsheet, wrote down a schedule, a rotation schedule for every day, and I would just change the names of whoever guards were up, and it eventually started working. People were taking a half hour on their lunch breaks, 15 minutes on their rotation breaks, and basically what I learned is that everyone is different, and sometimes you have to make accommodations to fix that. So that's what I did.
Thank you for that.
Great. So everybody had a chance to answer. Great job. Jack, why don't we start with you since you answered the question first. How did you feel in terms of the relevant answer, response to the question, and how confident?
Confidence was like kind of 50-50. I mean, not like 50-50, but I was a little nervous. And my answer, I feel like I kind of was a little bit everywhere. I didn't really like directly talk about teamwork. I feel like I could have been a little more narrow. But I think it was all right.
I had a different perception of your answer. So you talked about the, I'm trying to read my own handwriting, how about how to motivate a team of people, making it fun for them, engaging them, and you gave some examples, right? You said I use music, humor, laughter, right? You made it fun. And then, so you told me what the situation was, told me what you did, those actions, and then you spent a lot of time in your answer focusing on the result, which is exactly where you want to go. One of our biggest mulching jobs, which says, hey, this is important to us, right? And then we weren't just getting good results, we were motivating through leadership, is what you said. I wrote it down. So nice job. You didn't come across as nervous. Take a look at it on the video. You'll be surprised. You do better than you think. So nice job. So who went next? It was Nate went next, and you had your experience was the landscaping as well.
Yeah.
I know who to call. All right.
I think that my body language could have been a little bit better. Like I was sitting back, my hands like under the desk, which I realized after. But I think that I did a good job of explaining the situation and making eye contact. I think that I could have talked a little bit more about what I did to like initiate change and to get to the result. I think I only talked about like one or two things, but I think that's just like preparation too.
So the let's see what I had. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my notes. So you talked first about working with people who are from Mexico and communication skills and how important this were. And that you had talked about what steps you took, the actions where you used hand motions, phrasing that would be understood and was common to people you were dealing with or person. But then you said something more important to me. It was a more interesting part of it. You said getting to know them outside of the work environment, establishing that relationship, building that relationship before. It's like, wow, that's a great answer. So I'd flip it, that you really engage with somebody on a personal level and not necessarily, well, things are happening. And that's really how you build trust and communication. So I think it was good. In terms of the result that you had, could you be more focused on what the business result was? Did you were more efficient as a team? What was that next piece? Okay, good job.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So who went next? Was it Pete? So we also are in landscaping world. So tell me about how you felt answering the question, relevance and confidence.
I thought I answered it decently well. However, I think that I could have mentioned something a little more about how they could help me. I explained how understanding helped me, but not as like an entire group on the project. I think it could have gone in a little bit more depth about how that, like my change helped the entire group work along better.
You You hit some really good points there. At the beginning, though, you said I wasn't in charge. Nobody expects you to be in charge. You don't set up a negative. You can make an impact no matter where you come into an organization, right? So have that in your mind, that you developed your proficiency in Spanish from not having studied it in a while, but really being fluent by the end of the summer. So I think you hit some really good results as that. Rambled a little bit in the middle. So watch that on the videotape. You probably could use that story, but just tighten it up a little bit. But good job. Okay. Did you feel nervous, or did you feel confident doing it?
I didn't really have anything really planned out, so I was a little nervous.
Okay. Didn't come across that way. Feel confident and prepared. John.
I thought I probably could have explained it a little bit better. I think I could use better word choice, but I mean, like at the same time, it's kind of hard to know exactly, like word for word, what you're going to say in an interview situation.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that what I said was fairly well explained.
I thought it was perfect. So I would take the cap off, and your meeting was, you're fine now. But the idea of, you're managing a pool, that there was a problem that you had to solve, and it was about people taking advantage of break times and not following the schedule. Well, what did you do? Instead of using the hammer, you said, I'm going to set up a schedule, have a rotation that will be easy for people to follow, and then you had a different result as a matter of that. So you hit all the situation, action, and the result. And I think you said, if I remember correctly, what you learned is that everybody is different, and you have to approach people that way. So really a good job. So thank you guys. Let's get our next.